It seems like different holidays have very specific effects on us. When I think of Christmas, there's a whole range of emotions and memories that come to mind. I can feel what it's like to be all together with family in a room opening gifts. I can almost hear the Christmas carols, think about the different things that we make to eat during that time. When I reflect on Thanksgiving, I immediately think of sitting around at a large meal with all the family together and watching football and dozing off on the couch afterward. There are just certain things that seem to be associated with different holidays. Maybe you have a favorite holiday that you look forward to because of specific memories that are attached to it. Well, one of those holidays that has a very specific set of memories is April the 1st, April Fool's Day. Now, the exact origin of it is hard to trace with a lot of certainty, but a celebration of some kind on this date has been around for several centuries. Now, in America today, it's most often associated with someone coming out with something that normally would be kind of an unbelievable thing, but trying to sell it as if it's true. And then, of course, when you fall for it, saying April Fools. I've shared a few of those. I've tried a few April Fool's jokes in my life. Sometimes they've worked well, other times they haven't. Not too long ago, I looked up some of the most famous April Fool's jokes to share in a Wednesday night devotional. And there were a couple that I had never heard of before. One of those was a news show in 1957 on the BBC that announced that there had been a mild winter and the elimination of a specific animal, the spaghetti weevil, and that helped farmers in Switzerland enjoy a thriving spaghetti crop, and that their spaghetti harvest was really good. And then they showed people actually pulling spaghetti noodles down off of trees. And so many people started calling the BBC asking how they could grow their own spaghetti tree and what they needed for that to happen. They didn't get the fact it was a joke. Other examples include Burger King's left-handed Whopper that was said to debut in 1998. Or later, a Whopper-flavored toothpaste that came shortly after that. Both of these are obviously April Fool's jokes, and there have been some that maybe are funnier and some that maybe weren't so funny. But the one upside of April Fool's Day that I always look forward to is that's the day we are skeptical of everything that we read. Now, this is helpful because normally in life, it's tempting to just pass on information that we've heard or that we've seen without really stopping and asking ourselves, is this true? We see a certain video where someone says something or read an article where someone's quoted as saying something, and especially if we agree with it, we're tempted to pass it on without stopping to vet the content and see if it really took place. We saw an example of this not too long ago with the broom challenge that swept through social media. The story was that NASA said there was one specific day that because of the Earth's gravitational pull, you could have a broom actually stand straight up without holding it. And so people all over started posting pictures of brooms that were standing straight in the air, and it seemed almost miraculous. Yet it later came out that you can really do that on any day of the year. It doesn't have to do with the Earth's gravitational pull. It has to do with the low center of gravity that brooms have that allows someone to balance a broom on its own bristles. Now, this is obviously a harmless example of how misinformation can get spread, but it does make you think, doesn't it? One of the places in Scripture where we read a lot about the importance of truth is in the book of Proverbs. And several Proverbs encourage us to pursue wisdom, to pursue truth. And I especially think of this one, Proverbs 23:23. Buy truth and do not sell it. Get wisdom and instruction and understanding. It is almost like we are being reminded to invest in what is true. That's a good reminder for us, isn't it? What if I treated everything I hear every day the way I do on April Fool's Day? Before I pass along information to someone, I need to ask, is this true? Before I share something that someone else has posted on social media, I need to ask, is this true? Before I start to worry about something that I've heard someone say that they heard from someone else, that someone close to someone else said about this, I need to ask myself, is that true? Sometimes it's hard to sort through all the information that's out there. But Scripture reminds us that it matters what we tell ourselves, it matters what we share with others, and in everything we do, we need to invest in truth. Let's just be reminded today, in every aspect of our lives, let's look for and hold on to the truth.